name's John. You might recognize me from my own YouTube shaving channel, Stubble Meets Steel. Today it was a bunch of fun stuff. This is all my favorites, basically. I picked a bunch of stuff from TRC that I've gotten, both a brush, a soap that I really love, and one of my new favorite razors. So, as some of you might have seen, I did the quick intro to gem razors on the TRC video, and then I also did one on my own channel. And so I just picked this up. This is a Treat branded version of the what's called normally the Gem Junior, and this is what they call the baton or the parade style handle. And this is the more common one that you'll see a lot more readily available. This one on the back says Gem, and if you can see there, it says Junior underneath it, okay? So this is basically considered the Gem Junior. And if you'll look, the combs or the safety bars there on this part here are different. The more traditional one here is more of an open comb, and if you can see, this one is more of a closed bar or a closed comb, which are normally considered to be smoother. And this Treat branded one is very unique, and it's pretty hard to find, and I finally stumbled upon one. It was plated, and some of the plating was coming off, so it's brass underneath, and I just went full on, and I basically just buffed it out to a beautiful shine. So it's just solid brass, and I really dug the color of this handle a little bit different. I've heard that they come in blue, green, and a couple other colors. So it uses a proprietary blade that Persona still makes, or I think Accutech or Accuforge. It's got these little stops here. Basically just stick it in there, it grabs on the stops. And they are different dimensionally than a paint scraper blade, it's not the same. So let's get into some of my favorites besides the razor. So I've got my RazoRock Beehive brush that I got from TRC. It's a 28mm synthetic knot. And this was one of the first brushes that I got that I really kind of fell in love with and really started getting some of my best lathers. Excuse me, spray bottle. And so this is one of my favorite brushes. My buddy had told me that he bought one and really liked it, and I dug the bright orange color, and my wife and I like bee themed stuff. So when I picked it up, I just fell in love with this brush right away, and it was this first synthetic that I had tried, and I just really loved it and made me really like synthetics and RazoRock brushes. And for the price point, it's ridiculous. It's normally under 20 bucks on TRC. I think it was $16 or $18, something like that, last time I had a friend pick one up. And for the soap today, this is Ariana & Evans sample that I picked up from TRC. I love that TRC offers the samples. I've used a bunch of Ariana & Evans stuff, but I wanted to try this as the Khalifa. And this is one of the most impressive soap scents I've ever smelled. Wow, is it fantastic. I have a couple of other Ariana & Evans soaps. I've got the SoCal Hipster, I've got Vanilla and Tobacco, I've got the pistachio one. So I've used a couple of their soaps before, but man, the scent on this one is fantastic. It's got the herbaceous notes. These are the notes that I find stand out to me. So it's got the herbaceous notes, it's got some pine tar and some resin, it's got Himalayan cedar, it's got oud, incense, and vetiver. Those are the main notes that I pick up. I'll also post up in the corner of the video the full profile of the scent. But man, the combination of those scents to just come together to where I was like, wow, this is one of those scents that you smell it in the tub even, and you're just like, wow, that's just a polarizing, amazing smell, amazing smelling soap that I will definitely be getting the full puck of. But I also got a bunch of McDuff samples, a couple that I really like. But this particular one really stood out of the few that I tried. I've used a lot of different soaps now, and I have to say that Ariana & Evans is one of the first artisan premium soaps that I had tried and kind of fell in love with. And anytime that I still go back to them and use them, I still feel that they are definitely one of my top favorite soaps. The base is just fantastic. And the K2E is, I think all the ones that I've used are all K2E with the emu oil, and just, man, the density, the slickness, the post shave, all of the criteria that you could possibly want in a soap, Ariana & Evans has. But I really love that TRC offers the samples of them, because you can't get them direct unless something's changed anyways. You couldn't get them direct from A&E. So I love that TRC hooks everybody up, and as well as somebody at the TRC company there is scooping them and labeling them. Kudos to you, my friend. Mojo appreciated. So, all right, let's get going with this fancy treat. think this blade has second or third use. This does kind of have a lather catcher design where the lather will kind of build up in this C-shaped channel underneath here, so you can let it go quite a while before you really need to rinse it. But yeah, this is my, I think, third or fourth shave now since I got this razor. Just so smooth. Saturday, hope everybody's having a good weekend. Just dropped my kids off at a birthday party. They're having fun, I'm sure. I just absolutely love the handle on this. The ergos on this handle is one of the best handles in wet shaving, in my personal opinion anyways. I just find that it doesn't matter what current grip you need, which way you want to hold it, it's just always perfect. That chunky shape with the siping kind of down the side. I never have a problem with it being slippery or anything unless my hands are super wet. But yeah, just awesome ergos. And the cool thing about it is because it's flat on the bottom, you don't need a base. It'll just sit right up on your counter just as it is. And with its cool Art Deco looks, if you put it in the guest bathroom or something like that, you're bound to get somebody come over and say, "What in the world is that?" And then when you tell them that it's from 1941 to 1943, that'll really blow their mind. The Jim Jr. came out in 38, but with this baton, or parade handle as it was called, came out in 41 to 43. All right, beautiful first pass. Let's go in for another. Got plenty of leather on that brush. I just put the sample, I basically just use a little demi-tasse spoon like that. I'm about an almond size amount. I just mash it into a bowl in the bottom there with my fingers. And then I just use the bowl and the brush and just load the tips essentially. I just basically keep swirling it around there until there's no more soap. And then I just go right to the face. You could just do a bowl lather if you want. With these more premium soaps, I prefer a face lather. That way all the skin food ingredients are on my face that much longer. As I'm building up a nice lather on my face. But the bowl sure makes it easy to use the samples. All right, it's nice density there. Let's do pass number 2. And that was one of the things I noticed with this particular razor. It was right there on that against the grain pass right here. I normally get tugging with a lot of razors, but not this. Whereas with that open comb version of this, I do find it's a little bit more tuggy right there. I do find this version a little bit smoother. Here, let's have some fun with the lather channel on this, and I'll not rinse for a little bit and see how much we can build it up. The way that it's designed, it basically the lather will just keep forcing down in there and building up into the channel, so it won't impede the shaving any. It'll take a long time before you really need to rinse it, so let's have some fun. We'll do that on these next couple passes here. A little bit more water on that. This soap smells absolutely just fantastic. Definitely one of my favorite soaps, scents of all times. Definitely a Varian and Evans for sure. I'll definitely be picking up a tub of this one. The other ones that stood out to me of the samples, not of Varian and Evans, but of McDuff's that I also got from TRC. I really like the Cardamom Chai, which basically smells just like cardamom and chai tea that you'd get in the wintertime. And then the other one that I really enjoyed the smell of was the McDuff's Cream Soda. It's like a raspberry scent and berries, but it does kind of have like a back note that really reminds me of a cream soda. But it definitely hits more like a raspberry to me, but just fantastic. Nice smells to it. I just love that TRC offers the samples. I think it's great. Because it's pretty rare that I've had a scent that I found offensive. Let's be honest, at the end of the day, we want a scent that really wows us, right? All right, great second pass. Let's go in for a third and finish this up. I just basically wrung the brush out and got all the soap out of it. I'll show you how I did that in a second. If you're not familiar, hold on. Let's get lathered up here and I'll show you what I did. All right, so here I'll show you what I did with the brush there. So basically you just take your brush, stick your finger on the bottom and just kind of grab it together and then come upward with it and you'll pull all the soap out of the brush that's remaining. So for your third pass, or even if you have a little bit left and you need to do a cleanup pass or something like that, you can pull all the soap out of there instead of just washing it down the drain. And that third pass, instead of being a thin, crappy lather, can all of a sudden be a super dense, cushioned, great last pass with minimal irritation because of all that dense lather you're pulling out of the brush. Last pass against the grain. I went with, across, now I'm going against. Great audible feedback on this razor. Nice and noisy, which I kind of personally like. Here, let's keep going. See how much lather we can get in there. All right, got all that lather off of there. Just do a cleanup under the nose here. All right. Spray down and see where we're at. Just a little bit of pickup here and here. Plenty of residual slickness on that soap. I think I was too busy talking. I didn't face stretch as much as I normally do. All right. They're rinsed up. All right. I like to use some witch hazel as a toner after. Close up the pores on the face. Nice and natural astringent. And then one of my absolute favorites that I recently stumbled upon that I came across from TRC Carries is Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements makes this Mysterium Serum. It's a post-shave balm. This is non-mentholated. They might make it mentholated, I can't remember, but this is one of the best post-shave balms I've ever tried. Absolutely fantastic. It's non-greasy, but man, does it hydrate my face like nothing else I've ever tried. Doesn't give me any acne or pimples or anything the day after or anything like that, like other lotions and stuff that I've tried. You know, to get a face-specific lotion, they can be pretty expensive. So this stuff, just a tiny, tiny bit, goes a really far, long way. I basically just squeeze a tiny bit out, about like that. It might even be too much. Yeah, I was using Nivea Sensitive Post-Shave Balm for a little while. It's not bad, but I found that sometimes it seemed like a few hours later, my face felt like it was dry again, like it wasn't that hydrated. And like I mentioned, I tried a few others, different lotions and stuff like that, and they were either expensive or they would maybe make my face break out, even though they were labeled as face lotion ones. So I was really impressed with this. And man, I really love this razor. So these were, this was a fun shave and chat. And you know, this is basically a bunch of my favorites. I got this brush from TRC. I got the post-shave Mysterium Serum. And some of my favorite products that I enjoyed using. And boy, this razor is so much fun. I'm really glad that I kept looking for the one with that different safety bar on it. It was all that I had hoped and more. And I can't suggest enough, if there's some smells or scents that you're looking for in a soap and you're not sure if you're gonna like it, check out the samples on the soaps. I noticed that TRC ran a little bit low on some, but they're always restocking them, and they also do it in aftershaves as well. So again, if there's a scent that you're not sure if you wanna buy a full bottle on and make a full commitment, check them out. You know, you can't beat a sample. I'd rather waste a few dollars, and if you don't like it, you know, pass it along to a buddy. It's a great way for people to check out different bases and stuff like that if they've ever used a particular brand. And, you know, scents are so unique and personal to everybody. What you might not feel amazing, I've given ones to my wife or friends, and they're like, wow, this is amazing. How did you not like this? I'm like, here, you enjoy it. So that's the great thing about the samples. They make fun little gifts to pass along to friends, especially if you just, you know, scoop it out with a spoon there. Nice and hygienic to pass along to other friends and people to try out. Hope you enjoyed the shave and chat today. Thanks for staying tuned, and don't forget to check out my channel, Stubble Meets Steel. I got a whole bunch of videos with these other gem razors and some other more in-depth vintage stuff, so check it out. Have a good weekend, everybody. Take care.